My name is Mike Arseneault, Mike A, who everybody is on Facebook. But so I'm on the board of the Garibaldi Cultural Heritage Initiative. And there's a variety of our board members here. If everybody who's on the board could raise their hand. Yeah, where are you, Kristen? I know you're around there. Don't be hiding on me. So I'm also the curator of the gallery exhibition that you see here today, and it's a lot of effort from a lot of people. And some of our photographers are here tonight, so please say hello to them. So I love the background noise because that's what's amazing about this building. So I thought I'd share a personal memory I had about. It's funny because I'm on Facebook a lot, and where they have those notices that. All right, who's playing with they're having babies out there, so all their babies are out there, so they get very sensitive, believe me. So I had a post come up saying 6 years ago, and here's a picture, and it's a picture of the boathouse, which again reminds me, because I relocated here about 6 years ago, had a vacation home, but now I live permanently in Rockaway Beach, but it just reminds me, like everyone I think has a story about this building, and I remember driving through Garibaldi and saying, oh, there's this beautiful little building out on the bay, and I stopped and walked out to it. The building was closed at the time, but I took that photo, so it's ironic that 6 years later, we're out here today. So I love that, and I know that everyone here, and there's so many people that have such a history and heritage and connection to this building. And we're just really excited to have you here, and most importantly, we'll be open this weekend for the public so the public can see sort of the new beginnings of this building. So thank you everybody for that. So I want to acknowledge the board, all the efforts. We are a non-profit organization, the Garibaldi Cultural Heritage Initiative. And we also have some amazing special guests here tonight, and you're all special, so I won't point you out because that'd be a long speech, but thank you everyone for coming. We also want to acknowledge the significance of the U.S. Coast Guard, and if you know, this is the original 1936 U.S. Coast Guard lifeboat saving station, and if I know, the original seaman, first class, Pat Patterson, who's looking out there, he'll correct me if I'm wrong. So, but this man was here when this building was built, and I'm going to have him tell you a little story, but I think what's really important, we recognize the importance that they play in terms of protecting our bay, and we're really excited that we have the opportunity as a nonprofit to help to preserve this building and kind of bring it back to the community so that it becomes a vital part of the community as it once was. So, and again, as I said, you'll see a lot of the storytelling is around in the gallery or on the pillars. It was built in 1936. It's the last of its kind on the Oregon coast, over water, with a 760-foot pier. Over 100 pilings, and there's a lot of work that still has to be done to assess whether we'll be able to preserve it. But right now, our goal was let's kick it off, let's get it open so people can get, like I did 6 years ago, really emotionally attached to this building. So, a little bit of history. The boathouse was originally maintained through a partnership with the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, the city of Garibaldi, the port of Garibaldi, and as you know, and Pat knows, and everyone here who has kind of been around for a while, it's been a vital part of the community. It's had lots of stories and lots of history. You'll find in the booklet that was passed out, you'll find a timeline around what's been at the boathouse. In 2015, the Garibaldi Cultural Heritage Initiative was established to really promote and enhance the rich cultural heritage and the natural history of the Tillamook Bay region. So our first project is kind of the revitalization of the boathouse and to kind of what I say, give it back to the community so it becomes a vital part. It isn't going to become a museum. We want it to be an active place. Hence the naming of the exhibit is called Living Boathouse because we believe that's what this space is. Tonight's a celebration. It's also the official kickoff of our fundraising. So it does take, as everyone knows, it takes a village, especially out on the coast, to really create some momentum. So right now we've put a coat of paint up and we've cleaned this. There's been a lot of work in this building, although again, you'll still see we want to keep all the character of the building, so it is what it is, but there's a lot of work to look at a 760-foot pier, all the pilings that are holding this building up, so there's going to be some significant fundraising goals that we want to get after. So you will leave with a donation package tonight. You're welcome to, again, make a donation, write a check, take credit cards, or just take the package away from you and mail it back in. We want to make it really easy to be able to support it and tell your friends about it. So, And then the Living Boathouse exhibition. So interesting enough, a year ago I did a call for photographers just to see if anybody wanted to come out and photograph this boathouse. And just online I had 36 photographers that came back to me and said, we would love to photograph the boathouse. It's like, oh, that's a big project now. So I picked a day and we had 10 photographers come out and shoot it. We shot it from 7 in the morning, August 31st last year, until 9 at night. Because if you're out here, this building takes on a characteristic all day long, depending on what time you're here. So we really want to capture that, and you're seeing it, some of the photographers work here today. And the other big call out for me is I want to acknowledge all of the volunteers, our board members, the people who have already generously provided donations. We've also started the first cycle of our grants. We have an amazing grant from Visit Tillamook Coast, which is allowing us to do some great marketing communications. You'll see the booklet that was funded through that grant, and there's also going to be a beautiful video that will tell the story of the boathouse that will be coming. The Tillamook Cultural Coalition helped to fund the hanging light fixtures as well as the frames for the artwork. Tillamook PUD rewired the boathouse this week. In fact, the lighting went up last night, so hey, nothing like getting to the last minute. But the Gray family, the Oregon Coast Visitors Association as well. So, and again, a number of people here I know have made private donations. So it's an important building. I will say a few more things, but I thought it was also be great to have Nan Devlin, the head of Tillamook Coast Tourism, talk to you about its significance as a tourism asset. Nan.
Well, a recent study just came out, and it talked about what travelers want when they go places, where they choose their destinations. First is they want a rural area. Second, they want to be near the water. And third, they want to meet with locals and have local experiences. Well, guess what? Garibaldi has all of that. And the state of Oregon Tourism and Tillamook County looks at things like, we want to get cultural heritage travelers, outdoor recreation, and culinary agritourism. And guess what? Garibaldi has all of that.
Go Garibaldi.
But what I think Garibaldi has most is heart and vision. And they can take what they have and cherish in their traditions and look at it in a new way for a new century. They've got the train, they've got this boathouse. Even the charter companies, the recreational fishing, are taking people out on eco tours. And I have to hand it to the people in this community for their vision and for their hard work and all the volunteers to make all this happen. So thank you very much. I love Garibaldi.